All right, so good morning, everybody. My name is Lynn Hess. I'm the director of the School of Grace Preschool, which is truly a ministry of Grace Lutheran Church. 2 weeks ago, Vanessa told you about her family and her son's experiences at the School of Grace. In her words, the School of Grace is making an incredible impact on our community, and I hope that you'll consider that as the Lord moves on you today to give what you're able to do to support this school, which is in fact a ministry in its truest sense. Last Sunday, you met Mubarka, who shared, "My daughter is learning every day. She loves to play with her friends. Now she is very good at school. Thank you so much for the School of Grace." Today, I want to talk with you about another part of the School of Grace, my 3 parents. My first mother, Joanne, took care of my middle son, Jonas, while Pam Petrie and I taught the 4- and 5-year-old class our very first year in 1995. A few years later, she joined our staff, assisting in the infant toddler class Monday through Friday. She did this as a volunteer. She loved those little ones, and they loved her too. Mom was like a grandmother to the children and a mother to the teachers, offering encouragement and listening anytime. She continued to volunteer until May of 2008, 1 year before she died. Mom enjoyed the opportunity to be a part of the School of Grace. When my father, Bob, retired from IBM, he decided to rebuild the lower building, which was a set of apartments, and it had been moved here from a different location. For a whole year, Dad spent his days gutting and rebuilding, reusing as many materials as possible to create a building that provided needed space for the church on a limited budget. Today, that space includes the youth room and 2 of the preschool classrooms. If you know my father, you'll agree that he is and will always be the epitome of Bob the Builder. The preschoolers called him that anytime they saw him, whenever he was at school, church, anywhere on the property. Dad took the opportunity to use his skills to support the school. After my mother died, my father married Emily, my second mother. Emily fell in love with the school, especially how we accept children from refugee families and children with special needs. She was eager to become involved. In fact, when I mentioned that there was rot on the lower building, Dad and Emily donated the materials, removed old siding on the front, and installed new siding. They were both in their 80s at the time. The funniest sight was Emily standing outside a preschool classroom with a large nail gun about this big and a huge smile on her face. She was delighted to take the opportunity to help. A few years ago, when Pastor David Sloop and I began planning the first Easter appeal, I told Dad and Emily about it. They eagerly responded with an upfront financial commitment to get it all started. They were the very first Easter appeal donors. In fact, every year since, they have taken the opportunity to provide the seed money before the appeal begins. Mom, Dad, and Emily are pretty amazing. They have loved and supported this school since the beginning. They have enjoyed many opportunities to make a difference in the lives of young children. The mission of the School of Grace is to empower children and their families to reach their greatest potential and to enjoy the richness of the preschool years. The Easter Appeal provides you with the opportunity to help build our scholarship fund for each of our children from refugee families and families in need. The scholarships allow children to explore, create, and grow, regardless of where they are from, what language their family speaks, or their spiritual beliefs. The School of Grace lives the directive to go and love one another, to bear fruit that lasts. The scholarship fund is vital to our ability to meet the needs of these families. Without it, we can't. I invite you to enjoy the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of these young children by donating to the Easter Appeal. And we, the School of Grace, take this opportunity to invite you to join us at the annual art show and silent auction in the Fellowship Hall after worship. You will see over 300 pieces of art created by the children and over 70 handmade items and services in the silent auction. And there's tasty food too, which is always a reason to go. The School of Grace and Grace Lutheran Church, we're family. Let's celebrate that together.